All right, so topic three, which is Weekly Idol.
Weekly Idol and Idol Room. So yeah, this is my topic that I thought of. Basically, I just want to talk. So if you didn't know, if you're somehow under a rock and don't pay attention to anything K-pop, but listen to this show for some reason, Hyungdon and Defcon had their last episode of Weekly Idol a few weeks ago. After doing it for like 350 episodes, like 7 years or something.
That's crazy.
And so they got new hosts, and then they announced they're going to be doing a new show for JTBC. So first, I want to talk about. I don't know. Did you guys watch the last episodes?
Yeah, I was able to watch.
I watched the whole thing. It was actually a really good episode.
No, like last episode.
No, I didn't get to watch the last
episode. Okay, so it was pretty disappointing, to be honest. So like they had Monsta X on, and it was just a normal episode, and then at the end they're just like, "It's our last episode. Goodbye." And they're like, you'd think they'd like have some fanfare and like a clip thing of like moments from them or like something. But yeah, it was just really informal, and like it really didn't give them what they deserved. Because then the next episode, before they brought on the new hosts, they did a clip show. But it was a clip show of like the best Idol moments. Like it wasn't even about them. Yeah, it was like, here are the best groups that did the 2 times dance, and here are the best groups that did this and that. And it's just like it didn't even focus on them at all. Like they just didn't care about them.
Part of me pretty disappointed that it might have been a messy breakup.
Probably.
Because I mean, like
the new show got announced so quickly.
Okay, so from what I've been able to like look up on the internet, obviously, I have the article put up right here. They're bringing their PD from Weekly Idol over to Idol Room. So there's a so basically there's a mass exodus of people of like of their production talent. So yeah, that's probably why. And I mean, leaving.
So that must have been NBC, right?
Yeah.
It must have been
their
NBC
cable
being
channel.
Stupid.
So NBC's probably they're probably pissed that they're leaving them for pay cable of all things. And I mean, so
JTBC is like huge now because of Knowing Bros.
Yeah, basically it's crazy that
growing constantly.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Knowing Bros, like GTBC wouldn't be in the position that they would have gotten Mix 9. For as garbage of a show Mix 9 was, YG probably wouldn't have ever thought about putting his show on on pay cable if it wasn't for as big a show as Knowing Bros. But and also with this, they're starting to like branch out their variety offerings because they're a known channel now. So it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see if this happens more often, or this might start an exit, not necessarily an exodus, but this might start like a domino effect of like people maybe might be leaving for pay cable, because I'm sure pay cable could sort of like, I'm sure they can offer them a bit more money or something like that, because they're not owned by like the government or whatever, so obviously they can they can be more competitive about it. So it's interesting to see like what the ramifications of like this handover in terms of Weekly Idol, what happens with like the rest of like the variety space.
Yeah.
So they announced JTBC. They're doing a new show called Idol Room, which will report the latest news on idols, and also have guests. So it seems like it's gonna be more like legit than Weekly Idol, but still have a lot of the similarities.
Okay, so like more structured, basically.
Yeah, so they're comparing it to JTBC's Newsroom, which is their normal newscast.
Except for idols.
But yeah, it will only feature idols as the main guests.
That actually, I'd probably be into watching every week.
Yeah,
because that's actually interesting.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna do well. Because Weekly Idol's huge.
Yeah,
and Hyungdon and Defcon are really, really big too.
Yeah, what it seems like to me, it almost seems like the whole like Top Gear Grand Tour.
I was about to say that exact same.
Yeah,
so it's because basically you don't follow the show, you follow like the personalities behind the show, because they could do something completely different, but you'll follow it for them. Because like if you watch like. Honestly, I haven't watched. Granted, I haven't had much time to watch Grand Tour, to be completely honest. But like from what I've seen, it was excellent. But like,
it's really good. It's even better than Top Gear.
Yeah, I don't even know who's on Top Gear. I think like freaking who played Matt LeBlanc
Joey from Friends.
Joey from Friends is a host of Top Gear now, which is insane. And like some other guy, like another British guy it's named Chris Evans, but not the Captain America one. But I think he got kicked off because he was bad. But it's sort of they sort of had like trouble. Like they're trying to recreate what made Top Gear popular, but they don't have the same personality. So instead of like sort of making it into their own thing, they're just trying to they're just trying to like do it with like different parts. But that being said, I don't like maybe kind of transitioning a bit too early. I don't think that I had that problem with watching the new Weekly Idol, but
I was gonna go to the next that I figured that we talked about their stuff. So the next part is just the current Weekly Idol or the new Weekly Idol. We all watched the first episode with the new hosts. So the new hosts are Lee Sung-min.
Yep.
Coincidentally, also.
Yeah, from
also
Bros.
That's the greatest stroke of irony that the channel that Doni and Coni leave for is they get somebody in return almost.
Yeah. I'm blanking on the other two.
I have it up.
Do you have them up?
Yu Seon and Kim Shin-young.
And Shin-young. Yeah. Yep. That's right. So Kim Shin-young's huge. She's like a huge MC comedian.
She's
funny. I never saw her before.
What the hell was it called?
The
Invincible Youth.
Invincible Youth, yeah.
And then,
exactly.
That was amazing.
And she was a part of that like the parody like old school 80 disco song. I forget the name of it again. But
she also and I think the reason they brought her on and why she's going to be amazing is she's been hosting Show Champion since 2015.
Wow.
So she knows all these idols. Like she interacts with them on a weekly basis.
She
literally is like weekly idol.
She knows everyone.
She displayed that in this episode. I don't know if you watched it.
Yeah, her knowledge.
Yeah,
like she was like getting people by their eyebrows or whatever. Like to explain, they had the idols hiding behind like a paper thing, and they're trying to guess who their idols were by like what they wrote on the paper or like their feet. And then like she was guessing like people like so easily. So she's.
Yep.
I feel like she's gonna be she's gonna be like the main draw.
She'll be the main host. Because she knows everyone, and she'll be because that's the reason like Hyungnan and Defcon were so good is they did Weekly Idol for so long that they knew everyone really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's why it'll look rough at the beginning. But I think they'll all grow into it, and I think she's there to really help.
I'm sure if we go back to like the first episode, the Idol is also really rough.
For the first forever, they didn't even have idols.
So then what did they do on Weekly Idol?
No, it was like a joke because they would just like put CG picture like fake just pictures like green screen idols on and like make jokes and stuff for a while.
Goodness.
and then all of a sudden it just became an actual idol show.
Then Infinite showed up and then they just started getting people regularly.
That's funny.
But so she'll be great. Sungmin I think will be good to be there as like the older, more like serious dude.
He was really funny because like he did not know anyone.
He's the butt of like everyone's jokes. So,
Yep.
Which I mean is kind of one of the roles he plays
like
in.
That
he's one of the roles he plays in Knowing Bros too, and he plays it well.
Yeah.
But he'll be good because he'll be really knowledgeable of older stuff, and he's a producer, so he'll be able to talk about that type of stuff. So like if groups produce their own music or whatever, he definitely has that knowledge. Also, he knows all their CEOs. He
says that too. He's like, hey, I'll call your CEO.
Yeah. If you don't pick me, I will not tell your CEOs that you're horrible, is what he said. So and he's like really popular too, like nowadays because of Weekly Idol.
Knowing Bros.
And a lot of idols know him and kind of respect him because of how big he was back in the day. And then Yoo Se-yoon is another really big.
He's a Saturday Night Live guy, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's on Korean SNL. But yeah, he's another really big show host and comedian. So I think he's big, but I don't think he's Shin Young big. But I think he's really well known for being really funny.
Yeah, I've definitely seen him before.
Yep. So he did Itaewon Freedom with JYP.
Okay.
So yeah, he came up with that idea. You guys have heard that song, right?
What?
I've seen it before.
Yeah. What'd you say, Andrew? You haven't heard it?
No.
It's it was 2010, and he made a 80s song.
The MV is funny.
It's an 80s music video, and they have big hair and everything, and the song is just straight 80s synth pop, but it's with JYP.
So it's kind of like the Shindong, the station.
Yeah. It's very similar.
The wedding song or whatever. Yeah, so basically something like that.
Yep. Yeah, but this was an original song that he made with JYP, and they made straight 80s song.
That's great. That's
video.
Amazing.
It's really good. Yeah, he's really funny. He's really good at coming up with ideas like that.
So, with Weekly Idol, another comparison I feel like we can make with this situation of them leaving or having a cast change is with Running Man, because we never actually covered it last year, but Running Man, they had a lineup change in which they got messy, I guess kind of messy, but yeah, Gary, a longtime member or longtime cast member, ended up leaving Running Man, even though he was a guest the week after. I don't know, but yeah, he ended up leaving the cast of Running Man.
Yeah, he guested a couple times after.
Yeah, so, and at that point, Running Man was they were in the dumps. Basically, Running Man was in danger of getting canceled at one point or another.
No, it's not even because of that. They tried to kick out Kim Jong-kook and Ji-hyo.
Yeah, they basically announced season 2 where they would bring Kang Ho-dong onto the show, and they were kicking out Ji-hyo and Kim Jong-kook. And the studio didn't announce this to anyone. It was handled horribly. Which is kind of funny because when Kim Jong-kook came on Knowing Bros, he was just really pissed off at Kang Ho-dong. He's like, "You almost lost me my job." They had beef going on, which was really funny.
But yeah,
But then the studio just backtracked on it. They're "We're not doing season 2. It's gonna keep going like it normally is. Nothing's changing. We've worked it out with Ji-hyo and Jungkook. They're gonna stay on the show. Blah blah blah."
And when
and
in the aftermath of Gary leaving, they decided, they went just a couple of episodes without adding new people, but they added. But afterwards, they added. Oh God, what's her name again? I know one of them is Sechan.
Jun So-min.
Jun So-min, not from Card, and then the other one is Young Sechan. Who?
Yeah.
And in adding them, basically, Running Man's viewer ratings are higher than basically what they were at the height of Running Man now. So it's crazy to see.
Are they really?
Yeah, or maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but basically. Adding the two new cast members basically saved Running Man in a way, or
they got it back up near to where it was though.
It's so popular now.
So I'm looking, and they at the beginning of last year, it was between 5 and 7%.
Yeah, now it's up at
and now 9. It's back up to 9-10.
Yeah, so
that's pretty good.
Yeah, although the past few weeks, it's been going back down to 7.
Yeah, because I guess it's just been really, I don't know.
It goes up and down. It's
definitely based on guests or whatever. But yeah, they've. Yeah, I feel the new cast members, young, especially freaking So-min, who's basically, because again the big I don't want to derail this into a Running Man thing, but basically So-min sort of meshed with the original cast so well that basically everyone just started. She's easily my favorite, and I love the the ship that they have. Basically, it's kind of the one-day couple.
I
want Card to go on the show, and then
have
So-min and So-min be on the team.
I do want to correct you, because from when it started in 2010 to 2015, the ratings were regularly 15 to 20%, which is why the show is so big. 20% of the people in Korea watch that show daily, weekly. So it's definitely on the low end nowadays. Yeah, and I think Knowing Bros is a big part of that because it kind of became, and like Infinity Challenge and Running Man have started to get stale because they've been going for
so long,
a billion years. And yeah, Knowing Bros started 2 years ago and kind of picked some of that up.
Yeah, they definitely.
But it's still big. Like,
well, the point I wanted to make with all of this is that I feel like replacing the cast or adding new cast members in like variety shows isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, because sometimes it's the kick in the ass that like the show might need. It's like not that Weekly Idol ever needed a kick in the ass, but I feel like they could still do a really good job of like it's never going to be the same Weekly Idol, I believe, as like what Doni Coni did, because like they have their own distinctive like comedy style and
it's going to be different.
Yeah, and I mean like, hey, with Running Man, like if you look at Running Man when literally all they did was like rip name tags off, and then whereas now like it's sort of more diverse. Like it's just I feel like the new Weekly Idol I think it'll be able to evolve and maybe just turn into something. Again, it's going to be different, but I don't think it'll end up suffering
be
for
worse.
it.
Yeah, because I agree.
If anything, I feel like there's going to be like me, like basically I've barely watched any Running Man pre Somin and Sechong. Like literally all I've watched was just like from this.
Man.
I know I'm missing out on amazing Gary episodes. I know I'm missing out on amazing episodes, but
I literally watched every episode up to when like Gary left and then I stopped. So I watched all the stuff you haven't.
Yeah, so basically I think there might be people like me, except with Running Man or with Weekly Idol they'll pick up Weekly Idol with like once they start catching on.
Yeah, I mean there's always gonna be new K-pop fans, and it's definitely for people that have followed K-pop for as long as we have. It's going to be jarring because they've been around since forever. They've been around 7 years, which is as long as we've been into K-pop.
As long as we've all been listening. Basically, right? I remember,
and I've watched shows. Yeah, like not long after that, I remember watching episodes of groups I liked. So yeah, it's gonna be jarring, but I think they'll do a good job. You just gotta give them a chance, and it's gonna take a little bit.
The new hosts. I think the show went smoothly, or more smooth than it could have. So,
yeah.
Oh yeah, easily.
Like the game with the where they had to find the card or whatever.
Oh yeah.
The girl instantly found the right one.
The first one.
Whoops.
That's amazing. Yeah. Like I don't think that was scripted at all. But and they have amazing chemistry already. Like that's very hard to like figure out when it comes to like any type of like comedic or any type of sort of like live or like any type of like show like that or variety show in a way. So yeah, they have the chemistry done already. So it's just all a matter of just like again with like the guests basically, and they're not gonna have any trouble getting guests on there. I think.
No, I think I mean like I said, like they're fine. MVC's got money. It's not like they didn't cancel the show. Like they'll be able to get guests, and I think the new hosts will do really well, especially with Shin Young there, like guiding them since she knows everyone.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm very optimistic about the future of both shows. To be completely honest.
I was gonna say I'm really excited for Idol Room too.
Yeah, this is like you think it'd be like really like sort of crappy situation, but yeah, I feel like it's a win-win for us because we get more quality like variety shows. So
Weekly Idol is gonna be different, but I think it's still gonna be good. And then we get a new take on Weekly Idol, original Weekly Idol.
I mean, that adds another one onto my list. Like, because right now all I really watch occasionally is Running Man, Knowing Bros, Weekly Idol, and then Happy Together, and also great, and then now I guess I'll add Idol Room to there because that sounds actually really cool. So
yeah, yep.
Hopefully they put it up with subs.
They seem to be pretty good about putting the big JTBC shows up on ODK. So
on ODK, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if
ODK sponsor us.
ODK, get more translators so you can translate more shows.
Yeah,
please.
definitely. Yeah, but again, this is a win-win for all of us, and more competition, more good shows, more chances for idols to like get show that might not normally have been able to go on these shows because it's booked up because they have like EXO on 5 times or something like that, or like really big names. Yeah, like
I was actually surprised at some of the smaller groups that they had on that episode.
Yeah, like
they did a good mix of old groups, popular groups that have been around a while, and new groups.
Not from April. I was like, what?
Yeah, and like Serum from Fromis, and And then they had NRG and like some really old groups.
Yeah,
Baby Vox.
Yeah,
that was actually really funny with the Baby Vox member. She couldn't remember any of her choreography.
Oh, yeah, because like how old is Baby Vox? Is that
like 40?
20, I was gonna say.
I'm saying like how old
20
is the group?
years ago.
Okay, yeah,
so
it's
she's like 40.
It's like HOT era.
Yeah, that was HOT. That was that era. It was
okay. So yeah, it's probably
SES
it's been way too long. Yeah.
Yeah, 1997, so the same year as SES.
So, but like, I do think it would be nice if they keep going, or if they invite like older artists like that. Which I don't think they ever really did with like Doni and Coni Weekly Idol. It was always like really like bleeding edge, like everyone that was sort of like new. So it'd be nice for them to regularly invite older idols.
They started doing that later. They had JYP on. They had who else did they have? They definitely had. They started doing that more like often. Or they had I'm blanking on her name. Who came back recently and had been around for a million years, solo artist. She's really famous.
Boa.
No, not Boa.
Jungwa.
Yeah, Jungwa. That's right.
Yeah.
She was on an episode. So yeah, they started getting older. And I mean, Boa was on there. So yeah, they definitely started that. So I think they'll hopefully do that more too. Especially with like having
Sangmin.
Yeah, Lee Sangmin on.
All right, so I looked it up. Kan Mi-yoon was the member of Baby Vox. She is 36, so yeah.
Damn,
like
she looks good for 36. Jeez.
Yep.
Those Asian genes.
Yep, Asian genes. So yeah.
They're mixing like EDM and hip hop and rock like all into one song, which like that sounds like it'd be really, really weird, but it works really well, I think, and it goes pretty hard. So I think this would definitely be something that people, again, like this is a group that's definitely going to be like emphasizing the performance at like a concert with the choreography.